I am Susie from Start a Mom blog, and I would like to share today the time management techniques I've used over the last 2 years to help grow my blog into a full-time income while also growing our family from one little baby to now three beautiful, gorgeous little babies. When I started Start a Mom blog to help other mommies start their blogs as well, I only had one baby, and she was about, God, how old was she? About 18 months old, and I just fell pregnant with our second baby. So I want to explain to you kind of the tips that I've used and the schedules that I've adapted my lifestyle to as my motherhood has changed and gone through the last couple years. So just a disclaimer, this is not a perfect schedule or routine. What I want to convey in this video is that you can grow a blog as a mom. It is going to take a lot of work and sacrifice on your part and strategy to find those margins of time where you are not needed as a mom, where you can spend some time on your passion and your hobby and your business. It's not easy. I don't want to make this appear easy. I want to show you that my life has gone through different changes and I've adapted when I'm able to blog, and I've accepted help when I need to, or kind of I'm late to the game on that one. But I want to share the challenges and the struggles I've gone through so that you understand if you're struggling right now to find time to blog, you're not alone. Just I compare it a lot of times to exercise. It's not always easy. You have to go to the gym. You have to do those home workouts. You have to eat right. There's so many things that go into living a healthy lifestyle and getting in shape. It's not just one thing and here's your magic pill and this is how it's all going to work. It's that consistent effort, showing up every day, trying your best, and not giving up. So the same principles apply to blogging and growing your online business. So let's go through it and I'll show you the reality of what my life has been like the last couple of years growing this blog into a beautiful business. So just on a little side note, some quick time management tips if you're just starting out with your blogging journey. These are some of the big things that I used to do before we get into my schedules. Is initially when I started blogging, I tried to automate some things and it worked well. I use Tailwind and I still do for Pinterest for pinning my pins. Sometimes I do some manual pinning because it's fun to kind of try different strategies. But all in all, I've used Tailwind most of the time for my pinning. I have a free IFTTT recipe if you want to automate your posts to other social media platforms. I do that with Twitter. I will post a link to that free recipe below so you can get to it. Another great thing you can do to save time as a mom blogger is to repurpose your content. So I'm giving you an example right here. I wrote this long blog post that goes over my time management techniques as a mom blogger, and I'm also creating a video. So right then and there, I have two pieces of content. One that will be on my blog, which will be on YouTube, and then I can also embed this video into my blog post. I can share this video on Facebook. I can share bits and pieces of the blog post on Facebook as little smaller posts. So make sure that you repurpose content. Don't just have one form of written content. Maybe I can turn all of this into a freebie and have somebody download all my schedules if they wanted to see those. So that's also another thing that you can do. Also focus on the 20% of activities that actually drive 80% of your success. It's going to take some time to figure that out when you're just starting your blog, but do only value add activities. Initially, when I started blogging, I loved commenting on other blog posts, and it's still helpful and it's good to build relationships, but that didn't really grow my blog. Creating multiple pin images, creating long form content, repurposing content, things like that really added value to my blog, so I started focusing on that more. I also have a list of quick 5-minute tasks that you can do when you're hiding in the bathroom or your kids are playing for 5 minutes. there's a list of things that I do in the margins of time that have grown my blog. So there's a link to that as well. You can use the Eisenhower matrix. So it's a priority matrix where you decide exactly what is important to you. And so you take your entire task list, and not everything on that to-do list is going to be moving the needle forward, or you actually have to do it. So using this Eisenhower matrix, you're going to categorize your to-do list into the most important things and the least important things. So there's a link to that as well. If you've ever heard of the Pomodoro technique, it's having a little set timer. You can use your phone where you focus for 25 minutes and you take a 5-minute break, and you focus for 25 minutes and you take a 5-minute break. I know that sounds silly because as a mom, you're like, I wish I had 25 minutes to focus. So if you can, the Pomodoro technique is great. Sometimes, or when I initially grew my blog, I would ask my husband if I can have maybe like Thursday nights, I can go to Starbucks. I'm just going to sneak away and spend 2 hours at Starbucks so I can just finish a blog post. And that's when I would do and use the Pomodoro technique so that I'm actually focused and working at Starbucks and not just sitting there drinking my coffee and playing on social media. Another thing that really worked for my husband and I, he is my go-to person. He's my coach. He's my strategy person, the big picture guy in the business. So on long road trips, we would strategize and brainstorm ideas, and he's always been there for me to kind of bounce ideas off of. So when you can't work, when you're on like these long drives or you're sitting in the carpool lane, picking up your kids, use that time to either like listen to podcasts or brainstorm ideas. Or even if you're in the shower, a lot of my good ideas come when I'm in the shower. Then once your blog grows a little bit more and you're probably starting to make an income or at least some money with it, but you're still not finding time, think about hiring a babysitter. Maybe once a week, once a month, you can have somebody around the neighborhood come and play with the kids a little bit so that you have some time to work on your business. The kids will enjoy the company of maybe a more energetic teenager that will play outside with them while you just get some time to decompress and to work on your passion. Then you'll see as I go through the schedules of how I started and grew my blog. Around the end, I started pulling my husband more and more into helping me with the business, not just being there as my coach and talking to me about it, but actually starting to click some buttons and helping. I initially asked him to help with the affiliate program, and then I'll get into it, but he started helping running Facebook ads and setting up our funnels so that the business could run while we were transitioning into life with 3 kids. Now, lastly, as I have 3 beautiful little kids, it is very difficult to find time to continue working on the blog, especially because it's now much bigger than it was when I just started. I have hundreds of emails that come in. I have comments that I need to answer. There's much more work than just trying to write a blog post or create a pin image. There's a lot of things on my plate. So now I'm to that point of growing my team. I'm getting a virtual assistant and I'm getting help at home to outsource things like the laundry, cleaning, and anything else. So let's go into the schedules I've gone through throughout the past couple of years of growing this blog so you can see the challenges and the struggles and the triumphs that I have gone through so that you feel encouraged as well. All right, so here's a high level of the typical blogging schedules that I've gone through as my family has grown. Let's go into the details. When I only had one little baby, one beautiful little child at home, I could blog in the mornings when she was still sleeping. She's a great sleeper, or she used to be a great sleeper. I would blog in the mornings when she would wake up. We would have breakfast, we would play, we would go to a park, run errands, do some chores, and it was easy for me to run errands with one baby. So I could still go around town with my one little mini-me. Then in the afternoon when she napped, I would blog again. We would have dinner time, family time, and at night, some time for me and hubby to reconnect. So That was my typical schedule with one baby. Obviously, there were some days that weren't this perfect. There were days where she was sick or I was tired, or days that I just completely took off the blog because I just didn't want to be in front of my computer. So this is a typical schedule, right? Then I became pregnant with baby number 2. So you can see here's a little image of baby and a pregnant mommy. I would sleep in the mornings because as a pregnant woman, you are tired. You're growing another person. It takes a lot of energy. So I would sleep in. I would then continue to blog again while my daughter was napping in the afternoons. Sometimes I would nap too because I was tired, I'm pregnant. We would have dinner and family time, and then at night I sacrificed that hubby and wifey time and I would blog again. So I remember with my pregnant belly sitting at the computer at the kitchen table late into the night working on my blog. I didn't like doing this. I don't like going to bed after my husband where he's already sleeping and the whole house is sleeping and then I'm working. I don't like that dynamic a lot, but I did it because that's what worked during that time. And I knew that in time things would change. And when the baby comes, maybe my schedule would look completely different. So let's go on with 2 children. So what did I do then? So with 2 babies, I switched back again to wake up early in the morning and blog in the morning. Then when the kids wake up, we would play, have breakfast, do all those things. Then when they took naps in the afternoon, I would blog again. This was a beautiful time because my second baby was phenomenal. She was a great, she still is. She's a beautiful little child. She would sleep really well in the morning along with my toddler at the time, and they would both nap at the same time. So I was a very, very lucky mom with kids who slept well. So I could blog in the morning, we would play, and then I could blog in the afternoon. And then that kept my evenings open so that hubby and I could chat, we could watch The Office, and we could just kind of reconnect. Sometimes we would work because we do like our side hustles, but most of the time it was morning and afternoon times that I blogged with my 2 kids. Then that didn't last very long. So yes, it was this beautiful schedule and it was wonderful and I had all this great time to blog, but it didn't last very long. It was only 6 or 8 months when I had this schedule. Then I got pregnant again. So pregnant with baby number 3. Now you're tired again. Here I go through this second exhaustion of having of growing a baby. So I dropped the morning times and I started sleeping in because I needed the sleep. Also around this time, so not only was my energy dwindling, but my oldest daughter decided to stop napping. So that beautiful time I had in the morning, I was just too tired to blog, so I slept. And then that afternoon time that I used to have to blog, my toddler wasn't sleeping, so I would either play with her, keep her busy, or she would watch a show while I try to do something on the blog. And I mean, the mommy guilt, you don't want to have your kid watch that much TV. So it was a constant struggle of maybe we're just going to go take a nap together, or maybe we'll just watch a show together and relax, or so it's hard. It was hard to have two kids, a toddler, a preschooler, and then also be pregnant because it's just really draining. So what I did was I tried to blog in the afternoons. I tried to get both of them to either have one nap and have the oldest daughter play with something creative like Play-Doh or cutting or Legos, keep her engaged with something that would keep her busy. And I would do either work on my blog or answer emails. Also during this time, so there's like the trifecta. I'm pregnant, my oldest daughter doesn't nap anymore, and my blog is growing. So instead of just being able to work on pin images and blog posts and learn and apply new strategies, I was bombarded with emails. So I'm getting all these emails from my customers and my readers, and I'm spending half of my time just answering emails and the other half trying to grow content and grow my blog. So it was a hard time to continue working on the blog, all right? Then we had 3 babies. So now I have a newborn, a toddler, and a preschooler. And the blog is growing, and things are just a little hectic. So this is kind of where I've been for the last 4 months. Baby number 3 was born in October. So since October, November, December, January, and it's now mid-February. So for the last 4.5 months, we've been struggling. It's been hard to find time to blog with 3 kids. Like, finding time to even blog in the middle of the day was almost impossible. I would have my computer open at the kitchen table and maybe try to answer at least a couple emails so I could stay ahead of that ocean and waves of emails that are coming, which is fantastic, but there's a lot of them. I would try to blog in the morning and still wake up early, but because I had a newborn, and he wasn't as great a sleeper as my second baby, I wasn't I'm still not sleeping that much through the night. So if I do wake up early to blog, I would be exhausted the entire rest of the day. So I would try to do the mornings. I would try to do a little bit during the day, but just out of pure exhaustion. And then I would try to do a little bit at night, and again sacrifice that time that I have with my husband. So for the last 4.5 months, we've been struggling along. The thing that really kept the blog growing and staying strong is the funnels that we put in place back in December. Hubby and I really worked on my email funnels and making sure that new readers, when they sign up to the blog, they're funneled into the right places. And additionally, we started paying for Facebook ads. Because I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to on the blog, I wasn't able to create that much content, we started paying for traffic. So it's also a great technique that we learned, like, do Facebook ads work? Can we do it? Because when I did Facebook ads by myself, I spent $900 and got 34 or 37 leads. That's what I got. That's quite expensive per lead. Then I told my husband, I'm like, hey, I don't want to do Facebook ads. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know about the whole ads manager. Do you want to try it? And he taught himself how to run my Facebook ads. And then he got it down to like 50-cent leads, or 50 cents per lead. So it's amazing to have such a great husband. That's helpful. So that's how we've been able to sustain the blog the last 4.5 months, transitioning from 2 babies to now 3 babies. There were things that we put in place that helped the blog continue to grow. Now we're at that point where I have to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to let the blog just kind of stagnate and stay where it is and continue struggling to find time to answer all my emails and create blog content and really be kind of stressed and snappy because I can't manage it all. I can't manage a house and keep it clean and 3 kids and a growing business. It's honestly just too much to taking care of 3 kids is a full-time job. Taking care of a house is a full-time job. Taking care of a business is a full-time job. So it's 3 things that I'm trying to manage and I just can't. And I don't want to pretend that I'm super mom because then I'm a stressed and snappy super mom. So what we're doing, and it's like a recent change. We just started pretty much last Friday, is we're getting help. So, and this is pretty cool. Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm excited about it. I am getting somebody in home to help me. She will help with cleaning and laundry and keeping the house tidy. And then she'll give me 2 or 3 hours in the morning and then again 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon where I can spend one-on-one time with one child and I don't have to feel like I'm nursing the baby and both girls are climbing on top of me. I can just nurse baby. Or I can spend one-on-one time with one of the girls, whoever needs it the most that day. Or I can spend that time, honestly, to grow my blog and create content and get caught up on emails. So we're having somebody come in and it's phenomenal because not only is the blog helping our family and the readers with all the amazing content, but now it's giving somebody a full-time job. It's covering all her expenses. So that's really phenomenal. So in the morning the schedule you see here is kind of what I'm designing my life to be like. And I feel like this is really going to work. So I'm being completely honest with you guys. I want to let you know that I've been able to grow the blog to a full-time income with the children, but now it's just too much to handle. It's just too big. Even having hubby come in after his 10 hours in a corporate job helping me is not enough. So we are getting help. And not to go all religious on you guys, but if you think about it, when Jesus was here, he got 12 people to help him. So if he needed help, then I need help too. All right. So my current schedule, what we're planning, is sleep and snuggles in the morning. So this morning, all the kids climbed in bed with us or with me and the baby, and we just had great fun and snuggles there. Then we'll get the nanny to come in for the morning so that she can help the kids kind of get ready for the day, help us make breakfast. Everybody's happy and get dressed. Then she'll play with them a little bit, or she can do some laundry while I play with the kids, or I go blog, or whatever. I see it as a very like fluid relationship where I just have a second pair of hands in the house to help me. Then for like the midday lunch break from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I'll have the kids and we'll go to a park. We'll go eat lunch. I'll be like, what do you call it? What's that word? Like intentional mom or very focused mom where I'm not trying to answer emails and be with my kids or getting frustrated because I can't do it all. I'm trying to do laundry and somebody is spilling their Cheerios all over. So we'll have focused time where I can spend my 3 hours in the middle of the day with my kids, taking them to a park, getting Chick-fil-A, going to the YMCA, doing something really fun and filling up their love cups so that when they come back in the afternoon, the babies, the two little ones take naps, and the oldest one will either play again with the nanny or do some kind of educational activity or just to have that extra set of hands is going to be so helpful. And then I can answer a couple emails, create some content, take a video. And then in the evening, we'll have family time. Hubby will be home. We'll have bath time, play time. And at night, we'll have hubby wifey time again. And sometimes we'll take videos late at night like we are now. Anyway, so that is honestly my schedule going forward. The blog is just too big for one person to handle it, or even just for me and hubby to handle it. 3 kids is just too much. Even if I didn't have the blog, I would still need to have some type of help to keep me sane because 3 kids under 4 years old is a lot of work. And we all need help, and I need help right now. And on a little side note, I have a virtual assistant, and she is fantastic, and she is amazing, and she's helping me keep my email inbox under control. So right now, this little blog that I started 2 years ago is giving one person a full-time job and another person a part-time job. And that's amazing. We're growing a team. We're growing this amazing business. And throughout this entire video, I just wanted you to realize that even if you're just starting out and you have 1 baby or you have 2 babies, you can grow a beautiful business and a blog. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some dedication, but you never know where you're going to be in 2 years from now. Maybe you'll hire a whole team of people to help you grow your business, and you have created jobs for other people. That is a really, really cool feeling. So I will link to the blog post in this video so you can read the entire details of how I've grown the blog and what time management tips I have. Also, if you'd like to subscribe, that would mean a lot to me so that you can see future content that comes out. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day.